subscribe to the channel. I always express the importance of hitting the like button. The like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm. Okay. Um, Also, subscribe to the channel, share the video, comment. All of that helps the video and the channel. But definitely subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you can definitely support the channel via Cash App. Okay. I wanted to this afternoon. I wanted to talk about Yo Gotti. Okay, I was looking at posts of Yo Gotti's. Okay, and it's very disappointing to me. Just um, how jealous it appears that he is of young Dolph, even though young Dolph met an untimely demise. Somebody played God and took his life, and I'm sure everybody who was involved in that, I don't care who it was, they already know that God is coming back for his retribution. Okay, there has to be some retribution because the Bible says you have to reap what you sow. So whether it was a broke Negro or a Negro that think that he got some money, okay, they already know that their time is coming. Okay, young Dolph, well, of course, everyone knows that young Dolph was assassinated in November 17th of 2021, and before that, there was assassination attempts on his life. Before that, whoever it was that wanted him gone. They were like bloodthirsty hounds that just could not stand to see the young man live. And I think the sentiments that I share, so many other people share, because people that I talk to around Memphis, even on the outskirts of Memphis, leaders or not, has a issue with how this young man was gunned down. They wouldn't give a fuck who was involved or who wasn't. It wasn't right. Okay. And so we know that he was gunned down on November 17, 2021. And he was heinously gunned down. And the people that gunned him down were paid. Okay. They used I think the strategy is now with a lot of these people is to find people that are mentally unstable, okay, to send out and do their dirty work, and that is what is going on. And so that's the reason why I always say whoever it was trying to take young Dolph out, I think he knew who it was. I wish he had started putting paperwork on him and filing paperwork in the beginning, not only on the people who was trying to take him out, but on putting paperwork. He put it in his music though. But I wish he had documented also who he knew was behind consistently trying to take him out. They all came from one camp. If you think about the young guys, even now, um, that are in jail, that are have been arrested, and the ones that are going to be arrested, because there's going to be some more arrests, and then it's going to be some more. Okay, they all come from the same camp. Okay, so or had some of the same affiliations. Okay, but I want to play something because I think it's very disappointing. Because see, Yo Gotti is about 41, 42 years old. Yo Gotti came from a different era. He knows that what he is doing, as far as he too old to be jealous. Okay, Key Glock and them are young men. Young Dolph was even a little bit younger than him, but Key Glock and them are young enough to be his sons. Okay, and to be jealous of them is just, I don't know. It just, I don't know. Men used to would control their jealousy. See, I grew up around a bunch of soldiers. Okay, and I grew up. They didn't get jealous of other men. They just got money, and that was it. Okay, they didn't have time to be jealous because they were consistently out in the street hustling. So it wasn't. There was no time to be catty. I have an issue with men being catty. It makes them look like sissies. I'm just calling it like I see it now. But let's go on to that. Okay. I bring back masculinity. Okay. It ain't nothing wrong with me saying that. We see a lot of men being feminine. I ain't got no issues with men being feminine. But all I'm saying is, God, bring back masculinity. Cause all this cattiness and being jealous and being overly emotional, I'm gonna kill him because he had looked a bit better than me. That's that's femininity, okay? And I mean, and even women behave better than that. I don't know what the hell that is, okay? But let's look at what he posted. God, Lord, hold me, cause y'all know how I get. Okay, now he's talking about Moneybag Yo. And it would not be a problem with him talking about his artists because he is supposed to support his artists. Okay. I don't know why he don't, but I would think that he would support all of his artists equally all the way across the board, but that don't happen. Okay. But let's listen to this.
Niggas in traffic working, man. When I say no niggas working hard, is other niggas literally. Ace, man, we motherfucking pro tools on the road, nigga, on road.
Okay, did his phone cut off or something? But you could hear that jealousy. It's something there because if he was flexing, it would have been different, but it was something else. It sounded like there was something. It was a knot in the middle of his throat, like you know how when people that emotion, it's another type of emotion. Okay, it ain't that cocky emotion. It's a jealousy demon emotion. Okay, we're gonna look at that again.
Niggas in traffic working, man. When I say no niggas working hard, is other niggas literally. Ace, man, we motherfucking pro tools on the road, nigga, on road.
Okay, yeah, God, hey, but thank God for Jesus. That's what I got to say. Because one thing for sure, you sure gonna reap what you sow. And I think they're going to see in the end all of the money that they have been putting out into the atmosphere to try and stop, to hire vloggers, to try and stop people from telling the truth, or to even just the shenanigans. Um, you know, it's justice will be served. Okay. But I'm going back to this jealousy. Okay. It seems like that because so many people, we all know that so a lot of people turned out for young Dolph, okay, um, for the car show, and they had all of his cars there. Some people was telling me it took about 2 hours to get out of the parking lot. Cars was backed up trying to get there, all on the expressway for about an hour trying to get in to show some love to young Dolph. Okay, and shout out to DJ Envy. I hear that there was a lot of attacks as it relates to him. I don't know why it is that some people feel like that they can, if anybody wants to show young Dolph love, they can attack them. Okay, they feel like that they can attack them, but I'm so happy that DJ Envy, and he's always doing hosting car shows or whatever, but I'm happy that DJ Envy, I'm sure it was a job, I'm sure that's it's a gig for him, but he was not afraid to do it. You know what I mean? He did it. He did a good job. A lot of people came out and showed a lot of love to young Dolph, and it just seems like sometimes even with them showing love to him, people still get emotional. They snatched the young man out of his life because they was mad about people showing love to him. Not only were whoever it was that was behind this mad about people showing love to him, they knew when young Dolph said, "I'm gonna be a billionaire," that he was going to be a billionaire. And it seems to me that people just could not take it. And he said verbatim, not only if I'm going to be a billionaire, that means I'm going to make everybody up under me a millionaire. Some of these people couldn't take that. I had Sandy, them 360 deals. I got to be a slave. I'm going to kill that nigga. his artist gonna be making more than me because I couldn't read and I signed that deal because I had just wanted to be famous. So you get mad at somebody else that learns the recipe, okay? And that is what is going on in the record industry, okay? You know, I get to thinking about I was on the other night and a troll came in and I don't know who it was, but when I get to speaking about him, sometimes people get emotional, okay? And I'm just as friendly as I can be, but I'm gonna tell you something. I don't straddle the fence. My heart is just as big as it can be because I have always said from day one that before all of this stuff happened, that we nobody chose sides. As a matter of fact, I before this happened, I knew more about Yo Gotti's music than Young Dolph's music. I've been open about that from day one because Yo Gotti came out before Young Dolph. And so I knew more about his music, but just looking at what has happened, the philanthropy, um, um, Young Dolph was a Leo. Okay, I'm a Leo. Leos have big hearts and are big givers, but real cocky, okay, can be very short, very reserved. But who's better at giving than a Leo? Okay, not stingy at all, because if I care about you, and even if I don't even know you, I give you everything I got. Okay, and I'm not talking about no man I'm dating, not you. Okay, I'm just talking about somebody that is in need. I'm always going through, I don't need this no more. I can get this to this person, that person, and I ain't gonna give them nothing raggedy. Okay, it's gonna be almost new. Okay, but it's a darn shame that because this young man was proud of where he had came from, I'm sure Yo Gotti can understand that he came from another part of the trenches in North Memphis. Dolph came from the trenches in South Memphis. Both were the trenches. As a matter of fact, I believe that area Yo Gotti grew up in was even worse. Okay, because shout out to North Memphis, but we know it's raggedy. Okay. And I don't mean no harm. It is. Okay. It's a lot of areas in South Memphis raggedy. I'm not saying that because I'm a South Memphis girl, because around Macmillan and all that's the trenches too. So I'll say it's equal, okay, in the raggediness. All right. But this young man was proud of where he came from. And the strategy is of a lot of these record labels heads and their affiliates is to find a person that is mentally unstable or ain't got nothing and is desperate and will do anything for some money or acceptance. Okay, oftentimes they on some kind of narcotic, whether it's prescription drug or legally. I'm talking about mental meds or some illegal narcotic, and give them a little bit more money than what they've ever had to crash out. These little dudes don't understand $25,000 ain't no damn money. They don't understand 35, 40, $50,000 ain't shit. You'll run through that in 4 months. But it's more than what they've ever had. 100,000 ain't a damn thing. You can't even buy a house with that. But they dangling this in their faces to get them to crash out to take out future leaders. Now, Yo Gotti should be ashamed of himself, okay? Because Young Dolph's artists are young enough to be his sons, okay? If Yo Gotti almost my age, I got a 24-year-old Key Glock in them about 24. Let me see. I think my oldest daughter 24. She's 23 or 24. I believe she's 24. Okay. 98. Yeah, she's 24. So if I can have a 24-year-old daughter and I got about 2 years on Yo Gotti, Key Glock them could be his damn sons, but you're gonna be jealous of them. Okay. Moneybag Yo ain't no spring chicken. He in his 30s. Okay. But it mainly comes from the top. I'm gonna tell y'all something. When people sit up and say, well, he can't help this, and those are his artists, and I'm just talking about as it relates to any record label. Those are his artists, and those are his artist affiliates. I go, no, everything starts from the top and trickle down. If the top ain't right, the bottom ain't gonna be, or the middle. It ain't nothing right if the head ain't right. And so that's the reason why we are witnessing what we witness, because there's a lot of corrupt, okay, a lot of corruptness, a lot of corruption, okay, at the very top. All right. And so I think it's sad to hear that emotion. And I know some people gonna come in my chat and say you reaching. I'm telling you something. I cussed somebody out so bad the other day, or the other night I was on live. Cause see, like I said, I be just as friendly as I can be. You come in my chat, you motherfucker. If you got an issue with what I say about Gotti, you could say it with some respect. I'm still a woman, you fuck nigga. Okay, you bitch. Okay, but you bring your ass in my chat and say, well, if you don't like him, if you don't like him, just say you don't like him. Your motherfucking mama is a bitch hoe. You stay out of my fucking chat. I can't stand for nobody to come on my page and be disrespectful to me. And God, you forgive me for cussing that nigga out, because I don't know who it was. I just know it was a fuck nigga. Okay. But they sent him over here to mess with me for crumbs. I guess he was able to get his crumbs. He probably don't even remember coming in here doing that. They gave him his crumbs. They don't even give him no whole rock. They give him crumbs. Okay. They on fentanyl and heroin. Okay. They call them and they wander out of the meth lab getting high, because they ain't making no meth. They getting high. Go. She on. Go mess with her. They wander out head bobbing, eyes bulging all out their motherfucking head, and get online and mess with me. And then they cash app them, I guess, and they go back in there and buy some more meth. And they get a little bit more money to stay high for about a day or two. But I'm gonna tell you something about messing with me. It ain't good for you, because I'm gonna tell you something. God crazy about me. Don't mess around and wander out that meth house and don't come back out messing with me, letting somebody send you out. Because see, these dudes are good for being sent out. They always talking about they gangsters, they this, they that. They let folks send them out. Real men don't let nobody send them out, especially another man. They might let a woman, you know, they be a little weak for some, but that's the problem. A lot of them, especially them, don't even want like coochie. Okay, they gone crazy over dingaling. All right. So stay off of my page. Okay. Because I got a right to say whatever I want to say. It ain't nothing going to change, because Yo Gotti is wrong. He is wrong. He was wrong from day one. He was wrong. If he had nothing to do with young Dolph's murder, we'll know. Because God gonna let us know. We'll know by them ass whoopings that God put on them. Okay. But it was wrong the way it was handled. Even if you beef with a person, he came from an era, because he's around my age, where he knows if you beef with a person, if that person dies, then you stop beefing if you didn't have nothing to do with it. Now, if you had something to do with it, you might troll. Okay. You might troll. Okay. Especially if you was a bitch nigga. Okay. You might troll. I'm just saying, that goes for anybody. Okay. I'm not trying to, I'm not pinpointing nobody. I'm just throwing that into the air. Okay. But it's just wrong, for him to, it seems like to me, and this is in my opinion, he's jealous, and he don't know how to control it. Key Glock is up next. Okay. It's the consensus, like everybody, that's what it is, and so we have to continuously pray, because it's a darn shame that you got OGs, because Yo Gotti is an OG at this point. Okay. You got OGs that's looking at young blood with um a jealous eye, and saying and looking and wanting to make them another statistic, as they did young Dolph. And God is not pleased with that. Young Dolph was killed because of his greatness. Can you imagine how far along young Dolph would have been if if some of these Negroes had not played God and allowed the devil to use them and interrupted his life? Can you imagine how many more people in the hood young Dolph would have made millionaires without being tied up in them 360 deals, and they would have been liberated? He would have been teaching the recipe if he had been alive. I believe young Dolph was getting ready to break the bondage and just reinvent the game as it relates to showing people how not to get caught up in them slave deals. And you had a bunch of cuckabug heads that helped to take him out because of fame and money that ain't none of them gonna get to enjoy anyway, the fame or the money, because the lawyers gonna get all that. Okay. But I just had to get on here and talk. I said I wasn't gonna make this video long. Y'all know I have to get on and put my 2 cents in. But jealousy is as deadly as the grave, and we see where young Dolph is because of somebody else's jealousy that they could not control. Okay, but God has stepped into the building. God has been in the building. God, they allowed the devil to use them, but God was not pleased with what they did to young Dolph. I can't understand these niggas real bold. That money has given them a false sense of who they really are. They are flesh and blood and human being that was made by somebody. Okay, I was getting ready to say God, but I'm pretty sure everybody don't come from God. Some of these folks flat out devils. But even with them being devils, okay, they still don't have the dominion over God. Okay, even being made by the devil, they still don't. Okay, but I think that it's sad what is going on, and it has gone too far. And so for people to say, well, why can't things just be back to normal and people just, kumbaya? It can't be no kumbaya until these niggas that did this to him go to jail. Then some things can start to be rectified. When you take somebody's life, some of these folks is really mentally ill. Some of these folks are really need to be on meds, and if they ain't, okay? Because if you take somebody's life, okay, you know damn well there can't be no kumbaya until there has been some justice. At this point, there is people that want justice for whoever was involved with this young Dolph situation. Rather, I don't care who it was, okay? There has to be some retribution. You have to reap what you sow, okay? And I think about how the earth shook. These Negroes ought to be scared for God to shake the earth. Money can't do that. God let them know. Just thinking about that ought to scare them. My money, even with all the money I got, I can't shake the damn earth. I can try and shake up some innocent people's lives like little Trey and Ari, and God gonna get them for that because they took their daddy away. But they still can't shake the earth. God did that. Okay. So with these Negroes not being humble and scared of the God that did that because he was angry at what they had did, I don't know what else to say other than I got my popcorn. Okay. And I don't want to be in that line of fire because that God get back is more gangster than any get back that ever was. Okay. That's all I got to say about that. But anyways, you guys, I'm going to cut this short because I'm going to come on later. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. Okay. I'll talk with you later.